Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. I am Colred. Thank you for joining me. So as you can see, the portal is glowing purple and we do have a 2x Void Shard event going on this weekend. That is by far my favorite shard event because as a free-to-play player, I very rarely, if ever, pull Void Shards outside of a 2x shard event. Now, at the same time, we do have a Champion Chase tournament going on in conjunction with the Armanz the Magnificent Fusion event. And that's really important. He's an incredibly powerful champion. So if you're going for that fusion, you want to remember that in the Champion Chase tournament, the shards that you pull don't matter. It's the result of those pulls. You get points for gaining champions from any source. So you can get points from fusion champions or fragment champions, login reward champions, or even champions that you get in campaign. So I am going for Armanz on my main account, but not here on the challenge account. So on my main account, I definitely want to consider both, can I get those points with all of my shards, or am I going to use other sources of points? And also, remember, there is a hero's path coming in just a couple of days when this summoning event ends. And so there are going to be more fragments out there and potentially really good rewards there. So you don't necessarily, again, don't want to overspend your shards if you can hold on to some shards, especially if they're not void shards, you know, your primal shards, your sacred shards, and your ancient shards for that hero's path. That may be significant. We're expecting an interesting reward from that hero's path, so I'm at least going to try to hold some shards in reserve. Okay, we're looking for gains on both accounts. We should get moving. Let's get started. Just a quick reminder, the second round of voting for Raid Madness has begun. If you haven't watched my collaboration with Jay Giggs from yesterday, you should go check that video out where we recap the entire first round and then preview the matchups that are coming in this round. Now you have about 36 hours left to vote in this round. The voting rounds come fast and furious at this point because we're trying to get the entire event done in about a month, and there are 6 rounds of competition. So go ahead and click the link to the website in the description of this video and vote for the second round matchups of Raid Madness. It's been a lot of fun seeing the votes and debating the outcomes with the other content creators. We're going to have more collaborations coming in the future as well. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications, and also consider joining our Discord community. Thanks so much. Now let's get to those shard pulls. All right, so here we are on the HH Challenge account. I don't have many void shards. In fact, I only have a few. I am thinking about pulling all of my shards for this particular Champion Chase. I'm not going to be able to get the fragments from the Champion Chase, but there are some rewards there that might be worthwhile. So I'm going to be pulling the void shards at least, and we'll consider the other shards. Now let's just take a quick look at the actual tournament so we can see the reward track, and that'll help us make our decision. I think it's always good to know exactly the point total you're shooting for, especially during a Champion Chase, because remember, the points aren't based on the shards you pull, they're based on the results you get. And so it's a little bit harder to predict exactly where you're going to end up. And so you need to be accounting for your points as you're pulling to know when is a good time to stop or whether or not you want to continue pulling in some cases. So as you can see, it is 1,300 points just here to get the 250 energy. That epic tome is actually very valuable to me on this challenge account. The legendary tomes would be incredible, but realistically, with 3 voids and 1 sacred, I'm not getting up that high. If I pull 3 void rares, that's only 150 points. So unless I get an epic, I really don't have a chance of even getting the first 2 rewards here without at least pulling my sacred shard and maybe hitting a legendary. Again, I can't use legendaries on this account, so that's not really a great option for me. So chances are I'm going to hold on to my resources and hope that I can get a little bit more value in the hero's path, because again, I'm not going for this fusion here. I am hoping to pick up at least 1 epic, but there are a lot of opportunities left for fragments, and I only need 25 to get my 1 copy. I think I'm only going to get 1 copy. So that tells me that maybe I don't want to overpull here. I'm going to hold on to my sacred shard. I'm going to hold on to my ancients and then pull those during the hero's path. But this is a 2x event, and so I'm hoping for a good epic on these void shards. Now I've thought about what I could use on this account. There are actually several void epics that could really help me out. I like the idea of White Dryad Naya. She would give me an ally protector and an AoE slow, and I could use both of those skills in my kit. Obviously, I do have an AoE slow from Archer as well, but this would allow me a little bit more flexibility there. She's also got a heal and a cleanse and a skill reset, which is great because I don't have enough legendary tomes to fully book out my legendary champions. So having cooldown reduction in your team can be one way to alleviate the problem of not having those books. So she would be a win. Obviously, Runekeeper Dazzdirk is a favorite of mine. He would be good. Demitha and Maneater would be fantastic. So we'll have to see. There are a lot more champions than the ones I mentioned that could help me out. So I'm hoping to hit at least one epic here. But remember, there's also that Cold Heart out there, and that would certainly help as well. So it doesn't have to be an epic. And if it's a legendary, well, they'll probably go in the vault and stay with the account whenever I hand this off to somebody else. Okay, so that's enough talk. Let's go ahead and pull these 3 shards. And hopefully, this is our last 2 times Void Shard event during the HH challenge. So hopefully we get something here, because this is our last best chance probably for a really good Void epic. All right, we've started with a rare Daywalker. I don't think he's going to help me out too much. Another rare. All right, we got one last chance. Cold Heart or better. Or just Cold Heart. That would be fine. Or an epic. Oh, and we need to make a... I didn't expect that to happen. We need to make room. Let me go do that. I think with only 3 shard pulls, I would have made room beforehand. But the other good news, I guess, to remember is that even if this doesn't hit, we still have the Fusion Epic, who's a really good Fusion Epic, I think, and he is Void Affinity, so he would be an interesting boost to our account as well. But all right, one last chance here for glory. Let's see if we can pull something fun. I guess not. All right, well, not a lot of points in the Champion Chase tournament, unfortunately, and we are going to hold on to the rest of our shards. But the good news is we have a ton of shards to pull on the main account, so we're going to swap accounts right now. Go have some fun over there. Okay, so here we are on the main account, as you can see. Now, we also have one other pull here that is going to happen. You can see I have 46 Void Shards. I do have just barely enough room to pull all of these shards. But there is also a few hours left on this High Elves summon pool. Now, I think the really big win here would be Afinna, Blade of Aravia. She's one of those faction unity champions, and I don't have any of those, and they're really hard to get, so this would be a win there. But also, Lysandra would be huge for my account. She's a turn meter control queen, absolutely fantastic. I don't own her. I wouldn't mind a second copy of Elsinia. I wouldn't mind a second copy of Neldor, so those would be pretty good too. But most of the epics I have multiple copies of, so any of the other epics are not really wins for me. But again, this also should give us Champion Chase points, I believe. Let's just double check. I want to make sure that this happens. So let's just double check this here for the tournament. See what points we are currently sitting at. Okay, so we are in fact sitting at 0 points, as you can see. Now on this particular account, I think we're going to be going for some legendary tomes potentially. We're going to hope with 46 Void Shards we can get up there into the legendary tomes. At least we do need the fragments for the fusion. We're not going to be competing in the actual tournament, I don't think. Those points are already way beyond our reach. But that's okay. That's okay. All right, so let's pull this Prism Shard and see what happens with those Champion Chase tournaments. It should be points from any source, right? Should be points from any source. So let's go ahead and see. Come on, let's get that Finna. That would be just a fun way to start this off. Oh, it's an epic. And it's Ambassador Lethland, who may be the worst epic in the faction. He's really not very good. You can see how poorly rated he is. So he might end up being a chicken. But we did see the points pop up there for the Champion Chase. So that just confirms that even these Prism Shards will give you points towards a Champion Chase. All right, so now for the main event, we've got 46 Void Shards to pull. I need the big boys on this account. This is a 2.5-year-old free-to-play account. I am at endgame, and there really aren't a ton of champions that are going to move the needle here or going to jump in front of the other champions I have waiting in the queue to be 6-starred. So we're talking about Acrizia. Yumiko is probably my top desired champion. Riho Bonespur would be fantastic. Warlord, Hegemon could slip in there. Krisk, absolutely. Krisk would probably be my number 2 desired champion. Grazur could be great. So, you know, we're talking about the major ones. The new White King would be absolutely fantastic. Then I would actually have that duo. Terrace and Marishka, of course. Sify. Yeah, all of these great S tier or God tier champions, those are the ones I'm looking for. There really aren't any epics that are left here to help me out. Although I'm a completionist, so I like filling out the roster as well. So if there's a good epic that comes in, that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and start pulling. I'm going to pull 6 single pulls, and then I'm going to pull my 10 pulls. So first shard, here we go. All right. You know, I have not been having much shard luck recently on either account, but it feels like with 46 void shards, I got a chance of something happening. It's been a while since I've hit a void legendary. I am not in Mercy, but I've probably pulled maybe 100 void shards without a hit, at least. And this is a 2 times event, so in 100 shards, you should pull 1. But okay, so nothing exciting yet. Just 50 points, 50 points, 50 points. I like the fact that the points are popping up after the champion pops up. That's a nice little change. I don't like it when the points give away what's happening. Okay, so 6 rares. Now let's do some 10 pulls. All right, we got 4 shots here. 4 10 pulls. We want to see gold. We want to see gold badly. I really, oh man. I want something good on this account. Who knows? Maybe yes, maybe no. The way my luck has been recently, hard to say. There it is. There it is. Who is it? Sir Nicholas. Sir Nicholas. All right. That's really, I didn't even consider him, but he's a very good champion. He is an unkillable champion, and he actually hits really hard too. So he's got this A3, which is a unkillable buff on a 4-turn cooldown. So it goes up for 2 turns, and it's on a 4-turn cooldown. But he also hits really hard. At least that's my understanding. I've never pulled him before. So that's pretty exciting. Not one of the big champions that I was really hoping for, but I am trying to rebuild my clan boss team so I can like detach Ninja and Helikath and Cardiel from my clan boss team. And so having more unkillable options is never a bad thing. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to think about this for a while. Not instantly like pure excitement. Not pure excitement, but still a very cool champion. Looks really cool too. And it's just fun to have Sir Nicholas on the squad. So welcome to the roster, Saint Nick, Sir Nick, I guess. And let's keep going. So we got now chances are we're not going to hit a second time. That would be a little bit crazy, but we do have 30 more shards and we need the champion chase points. So let's keep going. He was 650 points right there by himself. So you never know. Crazier things have happened. Fellhound, very good rare. I already have one built at 6 stars. Bellower is actually my preferred campaign farmer over Fellhound, but it looks like we're getting blue taxed. Selenia Nightcloak. I actually don't mind having a second copy of her. I might actually build a second copy of her at some point. Very good champion. Just for secret rooms, having 2 of her could be really cool. All right, let's do another 10 pull. I think we've got 20 more shards to go here. Don't blue tax me again. There we go. Whisper, good epic. Skrank, great epic. Skull Crown, all right. A lot of points here. 3 very, very good void epics here. Actually, 3 fantastic void epics. If you didn't have these champions, if I had done a 10 pull like this on my HH Challenge account and I got these 3 champions, that would have been crazy. We got an AoE HP burner. We have an absolute powerhouse of a single target boss killing damage dealer and Whisper. And then we've got Skull Crown, who is just a super versatile champ, great damage dealer for arena and wave content. They all do different things, and they're all top tier. So that's a crazy 10 pull. Was that my last 10 pull? No, I've got 10 more. But I can't pull 10 more. I did run it. How did I run out of space? I miscalculated again. Let me go free up a little bit of space, and we'll pull the last 10. I don't know if that broke my mojo or not. Maybe it would have helped. But those 3 epics were 3 fantastic epics. I'm trying to remember if I actually had Skrank on this account or not. I'm going to have to go check. He might be new to this roster, and that would be a good pickup. But okay, last 10 pull. Can we get double gold on a 2 times void weekend? It's never happened to me before, but you never know. There's a first time for everything. Another Fellhound, another Renegade, another Whisper. All good champions. Come on, can Gold strike twice? You can do it. Come on. Something. Cold Heart. Oh. Again, this would actually be a great 10 pull for a new account. Cold Heart, Reliquary Tender, Renegade, Fellhound, Whisper, all great usable champions. But I guess I have to content myself with 1 gold today. I mean, a gold when you're pulling Void Shards is always great. So Sir Nicholas is going to have to be my reward for today. And that feels pretty good, actually. I do want to check and see if Skrank is new to this account as well. Let's see. Skrank was new to this account. That's great. That actually almost finishes out my epics in the Ogryn faction. You can see I still have to pick up Grunch, and that'll be the last one. But Skrank, absolutely fantastic. AoE HP burner. He actually hits pretty hard, too. So he's got damage from 2 sources. Really good champion. And of course, as a Void Affinity champion, he doesn't weak hit. So that's great. But here's the big boy, the big prize. And the more I think about it, the more excited I'm actually getting about this champion. I'm going to have to research some cool speed tunes with Sir Nicholas, because I think he could be in my new Unkillable Clan Boss team. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm definitely going to have some fun theory crafting. All right, let me know in the comments below, did you hit on any champions this weekend, someone you were looking for, or were you just going for points like me? And if you did hit, you know, or if you missed, by the way, if you missed, we commiserate. That's what we do on this channel. So don't hesitate to say, you know, you're frustrated, you missed, you pulled 50 shards and you got nobody. That happens to all of us as well. So, you know, I will be happy to commiserate with you. But let's just go look at the points and make sure that we've gotten a good total here. I don't know if we're in Legendary Tome territory. I do need Legendary Tomes. I just booked out a Legendary Champion this week, and I'm down to about 10. So I did get 1 here, it looks like. Okay, and there we are, 4350, which means we do get a Legendary Tome. We get our fragments that we needed. We've got the Epic Tome and the Energy and the Soul Stone. I'm probably not going to reach for that additional Legendary Tome in this particular case, because we do have that Hero's Path coming. And so I do have plenty of shards. I do have plenty of shards left. You can see I have 12 Primal Shards, 7 Sacred Shards. I have 18 Ancient Shards, and then I have some gems if I need to buy more Ancient Shards. I don't know if that's going to be enough to complete the Hero's Path, but it should be enough to get the fragments I need if I need any, because it feels like I'm doing fine in this fusion. But if there is a guaranteed champion in that Hero's Path, I'm hoping that's enough shards to go and get them. Okay, so that really is it for me today. Thanks so much for hanging out. Comment below in the champions you pulled, or if you're unhappy because you missed, and let's get through this fusion successfully, because Armanz is really the prize. So remember that if you did miss, this wasn't just a miss on shards. You're still investing in that Armanz the Magnificent, and he is about as good a champion as you're likely to see in Raid for a long time. All right, thanks so much. I've been Colred, and I will see you in another video soon.